I'm Vinnie Politan. The subject of my investigation, the annihilation of an entire family. Mother, father, son, and daughter shot and stabbed and torched. The accused killer, another member of the family. Here's the story. What do the body locations reveal? What story does it tell? Joining me, former New Jersey prosecutor and criminal defense attorney David Gelman is with us, and New Jersey criminal defense attorney Rocco Cipparone. Great to have you both here. Thank you. All right, Rocco, what story is this scene telling you about what happened to this family, how it happened, and what it ultimately means here?
So obviously there's some speculation involved in this, Vinny, right? But, you know, we know that Keith is killed outside. We know that, you know, 2 of the 3 victims inside were stabbed, and presumably with a kitchen knife. So that begs the question of whether or not his nephew was stabbed first because he was in the kitchen. What it tells me, though, is it gives the prosecutor a pretty good argument to say this was premeditation over and over and over and over again, 4 times, because, as David just said, Paul had to move methodically from person to person to person to person to kill his brother, his sister-in-law, and his niece and nephew. And usually when you see a stabbing of this nature with family members, it's a crime of passion. That's hard to fathom with nieces and nephews this young. So it's hard to speculate as to what that's about. But I would argue from the prosecution perspective that it's a premeditation over and over and over again.
And then, Rocco, you try to go back to that moment. There's all this chaos, they're screaming, the fear for the children, and then they see Uncle Paul. And maybe in that moment they think that they're safe, but they're far from safe if, in fact, he's the one that did this.
That's the irony in this case, right? They're kids who are naturally going to gravitate, as you just said, Vinnie, to Uncle Paul. This is not a situation where you have a middle of the night stranger wearing the proverbial black ski mask in the home and people are going to run away. These kids may have been looking for comfort running to Uncle Paul, which in this situation, unfortunately and horrifically, turned out to be the wrong thing, obviously.
Yeah, I could see that. You know, running to the danger because they perceive it as safety and all this. Rocco Cipparone, great to have you on the program. Thank you so much.